All right, it is 6 o'clock, and we are going to call the meeting to order. Verification of posting. Oh, maybe at the end.
No, yeah, March 11th at 2026 by 5 o'clock p.m.
Thank you. Next, we have the invocation. Brother Steve, can you come and bless us?
Let's pray.
Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you, Father, for the way that you bless us, the way that you care for us, the way you provide for our needs. Thank you, Lord, for our community. Thank you for our leaders. Thank you for our churches, our schools, our civic organizations. We just pray, Lord, for the meeting tonight. Give our leaders wisdom, give them understanding, and help us all, Lord, to be the kind of citizens and community-minded people that you want us to be, so we can build a strong community here in our home. We ask all of these things in the name of Jesus and for his sake. Amen.
Thank you very much. Next, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Next on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the special called meeting on February 17th.
I move that we approve the minutes from the meeting on February 17th.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next, we go into the public comment period. At this time, we welcome visitors to come and speak on anything they would like, and we have Roger Parks tonight. Mr. Parks, I'd just like to remind you, you have 3 minutes to speak.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry I was unable to attend the last council meeting. I know y'all probably missed me. Fortunately, we get to watch it on the internet. And I last addressed council at the January 28th meeting, and after that I extended an invitation via email to everybody on the dais to meet with, or the opportunity to meet and discuss my concerns further. I want to thank Rustin as being the only one who reached out to me and did meet with me. So at that January 28th council meeting was where I pointed out that I believe there was a massive budget deficit of $750,000. Gave y'all all handouts on that. I hope you got them. Following that meeting, the Clifton Record did a report. Now, I want to quote this so I get it exactly right. Clifton City Administrator David McDowell told the Clifton Record that the city's current budget is balanced, not running a deficit. He further stated, while the overall budget may show a gap on paper due to those planned projects, it does not mean the city is overspending or operating in a financial deficit. So, following that, at the February 17th council meeting, y'all brought in your auditor. I'm assuming probably to refute my claims to some degree. But instead, what I heard was he refuted the administrator's claim and stated that you do in fact have a $535,000 budget deficit. And I noticed he gave y'all handouts. I didn't get the benefit of seeing that, but he alluded to a $220,000 deficit on the enterprise side. Well, 535 and 220 adds up to 750 in my math. So that confirmed my original claim. Now, he further went on to state that y'all have reserves of $1,089,000. And that's a whole lot smaller number than the one I was using when I did my initial calculations. So if y'all are feeling better about the auditor's report, I want to summarize this using only his numbers. These are not mine. If you have a budget deficit of $535,000 and reserves of $1,089,000, that's going to draw your reserves down to $554,000. But that auditor never once mentioned the $800,000 in unfunded capital projects that are in your budget that's all posted on the website. If y'all go through with those projects, that puts you $250,000 in the red. And it's my understanding y'all may have already spent some of that money. I can't confirm that because I don't have access to that information. But I want to thank y'all for bringing that auditor in, because he just confirmed to me that the situation may be worse than I suspected. It's my intention to keep shining the light on these city's finances until council either grabs the purse strings, starts projecting y'all's expenses a little better, or the administration at least starts showing a little more prudency, or maybe the constituency here gets mad enough to pack these meetings and demand some accountability. See y'all next month. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Parks. Is there anybody else that would like to speak? Nobody else has signed up, so we will move on to number 7, agenda items. We have in the consent agenda, is there anything anybody would like to pull out? In there, you'll notice we do have the budget with everything explained. All right, so we will move on from the consent agenda to discussion and possible action regarding Resolution 03-17-20261 to suspend for 45 days the effective date proposed by Atmos Energy Corporation, Mid-Tex Division, to increase rates under the Gas Reliability Infrastructure Program and authorize the city's continued participation in a coalition of cities known as the Atmos Texas Municipalities. If y'all look in your packet, past the reports, you'll have that sitting there with the resolution.
What that is, it's a class action with other cities involved. It's that way we have a voice in these, with these larger corporations. I'm trying to find it, so I'll read it.
Here.
So I'll read it. Would you like me to read it?
Sure.
Okay. Resolution number 03-17-20261, a resolution by the city of Clifton, Texas, responding to the application of Atmos Energy Corporation, Mid-Tex Division, to increase rates under the Gas Reliability Infrastructure Program, suspending the effective date, this rate application for 45 days, authorizing the city to continue to participate in a coalition of cities known as Atmos Texas Municipalities, determined at the meeting at which the resolution was adopted, compiled with the Texas Open Meetings Act, making such others findings and provisions related to the subject and declaring an effective date. Whereas on or about February 20th, 2026, Atmos Energy Corporation, Mid-Tex Division, filed for an increase in gas utility rates under the Gas Reliability Infrastructure Program, GRIP, which, if approved, results in an increase in the monthly customer charge as follows, and the rate schedule follows after that. Whereas Atmos Energy's application, if approved by the Railroad Commission, will result in a system-wide increase in Atmos Energy's revenue of about $286.9 million, of which ATM's portion is about $28.2 million. And whereas the city has a special responsibility to exercise due diligence with regard to rate increases of monopoly utilities who operate within its boundaries, and whereas the application to increase rates by Atmos Energy is complex, and whereas the effective date proposed by Atmos Energy is April 21st, 2026, but a suspension by the city will mean that the rate increase cannot go into effect prior to June 5th, 2026, and whereas it is necessary to suspend the effective date for the increase in rates for 45 days so the city can ensure itself that the data and calculation in Atmos Energy's rates application are correctly done and are in conformity with Section 104.301 of the Gas Utility Regulatory Act. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Clifton, Texas, that Section 1, that the statements and findings set out in the preamble to this resolution are hereby in all things approved and adopted. Section 2, the city suspends the requested effective date by Atmos Energy for 45 days pursuant to the authority granted the city under Section 104.301 of the Texas Utilities Code. The city finds that additional time is needed in order to review the data and calculations that provide the basis for the rate increase application. Section 3, the city shall continue to act jointly with other cities that are part of a coalition of cities known as the Atmos Texas Municipalities, ATM. The city authorizes the law firm of Herrera Law and Associates, PLLC, to act on its behalf in connection with Atmos Energy's application to increase rates. Section 5, to the extent Atmos Energy's application to increase rates under Section 104.301 of the Gas Utility Regulatory Act, GURA, G-U-R-A, is considered a rate-making proceeding, Atmos Energy is ordered to reimburse the city's reasonable rate case expense incurred in response to Atmos Energy's rate increase application within 30 days of receipt of invoices for such expenses to the extent allowed by law or pursuant to the agreement between Atmos and ATM. Section 6, a copy of the resolution shall be sent to Mr. Christopher A. Phelan, Vice President, Rates and Regulatory Affairs, Atmos Energy Corporation, 5420 LBJ Freeway, Suite 1800, Dallas, Texas, 75250. Mr. Alfred R. Herrera, Law and Associates, PLLC, P.O. Box 302799, Austin, Texas, 78703. Section 7, the meeting at which this resolution was approved was in all things conducted in compliance with Texas Open Meetings Act. Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, Section 8, the resolution shall be effective immediately upon passage. It's a lot of reading.
Yes.
It's a lot of reading.
And correct me if I'm wrong, this is a large coalition, so
Large
it's this is a formality more than a discussion.
Yeah, so we don't just jump right in and let them raise the rates immediately. So this allows us time to take a look at it and let the law firms take a look at it, make sure that everything's on the up and up with their rate increases.
Do y'all have any questions,
Do
comments?
we know about how many municipalities are involved?
I can find out. I don't know right off the top of my head. I would say a lot, but I can find that out.
Probably most of their customers.
I will move to approve resolution 0317202261 to suspend for 45 days the effective date proposed by Atmos Energy Corporation Mid-Tex Division to increase rates under the Gas Reliability Infrastructure Program and authorize the city's continued participation in a coalition of cities known as the Atmos Texas Municipalities.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next, we have discussion and possible action to rescind Resolution 260202 for the Texas Community Block Grant Program 2026 Rural Economic Development Downtown Revitalization Program.
We read that to y'all last time. I don't think y'all want to read it again, because I'm going to basically read you the same resolution on the next one. It's just, we just changed the resolution number. We had a signature already on it that
Needed to be changed.
that needs to be changed. So basically, all we're doing is we're just rescinding the resolution on this one, then we will adopt the same resolution with a different number on the next one. And I'll read that again.
So I move that we rescind resolution 260202 for the Texas Community Block Grant Program 2026 Rural Economic Development Downtown Revitalization Program.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next is discussion and possible action regarding Resolution 260203 for the Texas Community Block Grant Program 2026 Rural Economic Development Downtown Revitalization Program.
I will read this resolution again. So this is the same one that we had adopted that we just rescinded. So we're just changing the resolution number and we will redo
And
the
signature.
signatures on it. Resolution 260203, a resolution of the City Council of City of Clifton, Texas, authorizing the submission of Texas Community Development Block Grant Program application to the Texas Department of Agriculture for the Downtown Revitalization Program. Whereas the City Council of the City of Clifton desires to develop a viable community, including decent housing and suitable living environment, expanding economic opportunities principally for persons of low to moderate income, and whereas is necessary and in the best interest of the City of Clifton to apply for funding under the Texas Community Development Block Grant Program. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Clifton, Texas, that a Texas Community Development Block Grant Program application for the Downtown Revitalization Program is hereby authorized to be filed on behalf of the city with the Texas Department of Agriculture and to be placed in competition for funding under the Downtown Revitalization Program. Number 2, that the City of Clifton requests to be considered for the Main Street set-aside and commits to selecting a project in coordination with the Texas Historical Commission consistent with the current Main Street program documentation and meets either the national program objective to eliminate slum and blighted conditions or to benefit low to moderate income persons. Number 3, that all funds be used in accordance with all applicable federal, state, local, and pragmatic requirements, including but not limited to procurement, environmental review, labor standards, real property acquisition, and civil rights requirements. Number 4, that the City of Clifton is committed to provide $30,000 in matching funds towards the application's activities with the specific usage and funding source to be determined prior to any award of grant funding.
Do y'all have any other questions?
No.
Okay, and entertain a motion.
I move to approve Resolution 260203 for the Texas Community Block Grant Program 2026 Rural Economic Development Downtown Revitalization Program.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next, discussion and possible action regarding Clifton Chamber of Commerce's request for $4,000 from Hotel Motel occupancy tax funds for their annual Bosque Tour de Norway on May 16th, 2026.
Good evening, council. I'm here today to request the $4,000 from hotel occupancy tax. It's the same amount as what we've done in the past. Last year was the first time we came back after our 2-year absence of having the bike rally. In '23, it was due to the road construction on the bridge on Farm to Market 219, and then '24 was the flood. And so we had about 350 plus riders last year, and we filled up the hotel each time we do it. So we're hoping for 500 plus this year. It hurt us a little bit when we had to cancel 2 years in a row. And we've been doing this since 2012.
Sorry, I'm looking at, last year, how many riders did you say you had?
350 plus. I don't think it got on there.
Yeah, it's.
In '22, we had 660.
Wow.
And then we had to cancel it for 2 years in a row.
Yeah. No, it definitely.
And that hurt us.
Fills up the hotel every time. Like last year, the grocery store was full of random people. They were all biker. They were all very healthy.
All in spandex.
Yeah, they were all in
And
spandex.
they like to go to Corner Drug in our different restaurants and eat
Yeah.
after the bike rally.
Yeah. Okay. I move that we approve the Clifton Chamber of Commerce's request for $4,000 from hotel occupancy tax funds for the annual Bosque Tour de Norway on May 16th, 2026.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you, council.
Thank you, Paige. G is discussion regarding Waste Management's mid-year contract review with the City of Clifton.
So thank you for meeting us today. A couple things I wanted to come by and talk to the council. First of all, I wanted to introduce Shawnee Carr. We're making a concerted effort with our municipalities within our area to be more involved into city events, sponsorships, just really be a big part of the community. And so Shawnee has been with the company for 15 years, and it's Waste Connections, by the way, not Waste Management, but that's okay. She's been with us for 15 years. Waste Management, that's the bad word.
And I didn't mean to say a bad word.
But Shawnee's been with the company for 15 years. She's been really involved in municipalities and the commercial side. So she started with us in January to kind of push this along to our cities. So she's going to be looking into events, the Chamber of Commerce, relations with the city council. She'll be attending a lot of city council meetings, just kind of seeing how we're doing service-wise and really building that relationship with our cities and being a true partner in every aspect of what the city offers and community offers. So she'll be here more often. I'll be here as well if you have any questions. But just certainly wanted to introduce Shawnee to the council and kind of give overview what we're looking to be more into communities and partnerships like that. So, secondly, I just wanted to check and see how the service has gone. We're approaching 6 months into our new project here, and really curious to see how everything's going from your standpoint and from what you're hearing from your constituents on anything that we can do to improve the service and really how we can move forward into the next month, 6 months, and then really going into the future into this new project. It's a huge transition going from twice a week to once a week, and we realized that, and so really wanted to just make that open communication and see what if there's anything we can do to make it smoother, and to really take that off you guys and really figure it out and go move forward on it.
I agree. It's been a big transition for people. I have a family. I have a big family, and I also just am in the community with families. So I know that it's been hard on people to go to one trash bin, but I realize that seems to be the majority. I can't remember what you said, like the percentage probably that you have of communities that are at one.
Yeah, most of our cities are once a week. We have a few
Yeah.
that are twice a week, but the majority of really all of our open market customers and the majority of our municipalities are all once a week. And obviously you have the lower rate when we go down to once a week, but we have one or two cities that go twice a week that are much higher in monthly rates that we offer for once a week.
I think communication probably from us, we can even do a better job. That's when it's weather or for whatever reason somewhere is skipped, that seems to be when the rumblings happen, because maybe it's on our part of not communicating like who's next, or it just that seemed, I don't know, there seems to be a lot of people that get
Primarily
upset.
the ice storm, is that what?
Yeah. But I do think the people have enjoyed the bulk pickup. That's been a good, and just also people getting trained to call for bulk pickup, but it's getting better, I think.
Yeah, it's getting a lot better. I do appreciate your drivers checking in with girls every day. Just make sure everything's gotten picked up, and if they didn't, then they'll go back and re-pick it up.
Yeah.
And getting people to call in for the bulk pickup has been a challenge, but I think people are starting to catch on a
Yeah.
little more. And then once that starts clicking, it has gotten a lot better from it did, the first 2 or 3 months. And yeah, the ice storm, we tried to put it on Facebook and all that, but it was hard for y'all to catch back up after that.
And I tell you, our background on how we maneuver that, when we have to skip one day, it's easier to do that because we can push everything to Saturday, right? when we have to skip multiple days, 2 or 3 days, it's tough to make that up in the same week. So that way so that's the reason we make the quick conscious decision to just pick everything up on your next service day. And it's really hard when you go from twice a week, right? We could have picked you up on your second service day to now once a week. Now you're having to wait basically 2 weeks to get your trash picked up. And
Yeah.
so that's why we try to make those decisions pretty quick. But just to give you a little background, when we have to push one day, okay, we can make it up on Saturdays. When it's 2 days, we have to pick it up the next week because we just can't make up 2 days in 5 days. And plus the landfills are not open on Sundays, so that we can't work on Sundays. So hence that's why we have to kind of push it off to the next week, which makes it difficult for the community, also for our drivers because they have to pick up 2 weeks worth of trash. But we end up going back and getting it picked up eventually, getting it done. So
I mean, I think logistically, obviously that makes sense. And again, I think we could even go back and say again, like the price difference for people, like remind them that the rate is lower. I mean, that wouldn't hurt, but also when your trash doesn't get picked up, you don't really, I think people don't care that, what the problem, people just want their trash picked
they
up.
just want the trash picked up.
So,
I
but
understand, yeah.
also just communication is,
Sure.
we can,
Work on that.
yeah.
And going to the bulk pickup, I utilized it one time the past 6 months. And is it the same way as your regular trash? Supposed to be at the curb by 7 a.m.?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm rolling out of bed about 6 and I hear the truck roll by my house. And I thought, surely that wasn't the bulk pickup guy. And so I waited and I went and put my stuff out. It was out by 7, but it wasn't out there at 6.
Okay.
So I called down here to Cassie and I said, I think they came by at 6. Just make sure they're gonna come back by and get that. And they did. They came back by later, but I was just wondering, would they have come back by had I not called?
No, we have the list,
Mhm.
and so we generally, if we don't get that address, either because it's not out or it's not by the curb. or-
Yeah, my
we make
address
it a
was on
point to
there.
Come back.
Yeah,
But
but they just came by at 6 o'clock instead
Yeah.
of 7.
Yeah,
So, and like I said, they did come back, and I was just wondering, would they have come back had I not called Cassie?
Right.
And she called the driver, I guess, or whoever, and they did come back by and pick it up. But
yeah. And I'll follow up with operations to make sure that we're, with that 7 o'clock standard, that's the standard time that we should not be coming in.
And I applaud them for being there at 6, but I just wasn't ready for it.
Understood, yes, sir. But the guys seem to like, the standard, having the addresses, and that seems to be working. We get those addresses the day before, sometime Tuesday afternoon. And that way we're able to route that and get that routed and make sure that we don't miss anything. So there's definitely accountability on both sides, that we have the list, the drivers know to get it done. So it really makes it easier. And then you have less travel on the roads. And hence, that's another reason why we went to once a week, right, to have less travel on the road. So we're able to have those addresses and be more efficient, in getting that picked up, so.
Do y'all have any further questions or requests?
No, I think the most, disgruntledness I heard was just through the Thanksgiving and Christmas timeframe, when people were having more family and friends over and
More
therefore
boxes.
generating more trash and, being accustomed to that twice a week. But in general, it's an inconvenience sometimes, but for the most part, I don't hear a lot of complaints.
Yeah. Good. And we are out of the town since we, kind of broke it up into 4 quadrants within the city. Generally, we're pretty much out of town by noon to 1 o'clock every day, which again, less traffic, less trucks on the road. But again, we also check in with the folks in the city and to make sure if there's anything else that we can do, that we'll go back and do it that same day. So your driver, George, is really good about communication. He over communicates. So, really, and that's one of the reasons why we put him in the city here, to make sure that everything goes smooth. Because your former driver, Laura, we promoted her to a different line of business. So, so we brought George in, and George and Laura are actually married. So there's constant communication about City of Clifton. So,
Seems like
so
there's less trucks breaking down.
you do have a new truck in
Oh.
the city. Yes,
Well,
yes.
There you go.
So I believe George's truck is 2 years old, so there's definitely a lot less
good.
breakdowns within the city. So
Well, I do know that there have been a couple of times that there have been some issues that have come up, and he's very good at responding back and then researching and coming up with the reason. And some of those were rectified by some miscommunication. People didn't have their trash out, and they didn't call back to say something. So maybe we need to communicate 7 a.m. I mean, and that's not hard for
Yeah.
us to get the word out.
for sure.
Any other questions? You will be back to talk to us about contract.
Yes, I
August?
can put some proposals together, regarding extensions. I'll forward that to David as soon as we get something together, and I can come back at whenever you guys want me to, and we can discuss it further and, put something together more long-term.
Okay.
So
David will be with you.
can you just get with me maybe around May, June,
Sure.
and we get it back here.
And this is something that you wanted to keep same service levels and something into that realm? Stay with once a week?
I mean, I'd like twice a week, but I know that's, once a week seems better for a lot of reasons, so.
I will say on the bulk, it has helped with some of the larger trash around town.
It has. 'Cause, you didn't have that before when you had twice a week. So I think it did help your drop-off stations on that traffic, on that standpoint too as well. But, yeah, the bulk really helps. Right.
And the other reason people don't see as a progression of a problem is having them, having the trucks on the street twice a week, all over town. It does affect the streets.
Yeah,
So,
especially during the summer when you have kids at home. That's a big one for us. So,
okay.
okay.
Well,
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anything you need, we're here, whatever you need, and David will stay in communication.
Thank you, Jimmy.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Did you have a card on you?
Yes, I sure do. Oh, Shawnee?
Sure. I'm going up here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah.
Any upcoming school events, community events?
How do you feel about
Thank
cooking
you.
burgers next week?
I was like,
I heard about that.
It's a celebrity cook,
Yeah.
you know?
We have a police chief.
Well, thank y'all very
Yeah,
much.
appreciate
Thank you.
y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right, H on the agenda is discussion and possible action regarding the approval of the Molding Mills site electrical servicing at the amount of $20,000.
I put a quote in front of y'all, we just got that, it's for $19,950, $20,000. Anyway, we brought the motors to y'all last time, this is for the electrical of the molding mill. I know that the guys have been working hard about getting the area in, I'll say, tip-top shape. It hasn't been painted in probably several years. It looks really good. They've done a real good job with it, and they'll be talking about that in the April meeting. So basically, this is just the electrical. We have 1920s electrical in there, made probably even before that. So this will bring everything up to electrical code. And this will be paid for out of the CO.
That was my
Yeah,
question.
out of the CO.
Okay. So this is, we've already,
We've talked about this.
Discussed this one.
And
I
this
just-
is
yeah.
just, this is the little stuff that we talked about that we'd be bringing up to.
Each
to
time.
Upgrade the systems.
okay.
Does anybody have any questions or comments? Then I'll entertain a motion.
I make the motion that we approve the Molding Mill site electrical servicing at the amount of $20,000.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, I is discussion and possible action awarding the bid for the Olson Pool House renovation.
I put in front of y'all, there is I know you got lots of stuff in front of you, but it's, the last thing, it should say new light fixtures on the top. There's 3 bids in there. We received 4 bids for this project. One of them did not have insurance, so we kicked them out. So these 3 did have insurance, and the lowest bid came in with Medina Renovation at $84,800. I know y'all, the next question you're gonna say, you know, how are we gonna pay for this? We have currently made $110,000 in interest on the CO that's been in our tax pool account. So we can pay for it out of that. I just hate to have a nice pool and an old dilapidated building. So, and we'll let Kat pick the colors. So, but it will, basically what this will do is give us outdoor bathrooms, so people that are in the park walking or playing tennis, they will have access to restroom facilities without having to go into the pool itself. We're gonna take the old, this proposal takes the old showers in the pool. They'll put a wall up, and we will put a door coming in from the outside. So we will have access to the outside, so people will have restrooms available when the pool is not open. And then on the inside, it will renovate, paint, sandblast, redo the restroom facilities, put outdoor showers in, on the wall. It will also acid wash the building, make it look nice, fresh coat of paint. Anything that's rotten will be changed out. Doors that are rusted will be changed out. So that's what all this includes. I believe I was sharing with Will earlier, we've been talking about restroom facilities out there for the last few years, and the quotes we've been getting around $150,000 for standalone restrooms. This kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. It renovates our building and plus gives us outdoor restroom facilities. Any questions? Our, like I said, Medina Renovation came in at $84,800. We had Medina bid, we had Big Buck Services bid, and then we had J&A Home Improvements bid. And these were sealed bids. Myself, Craig, Josh, and Joe were on the opening committee, and we documented it properly, and it's just up to y'all if y'all want to accept this bid.
I would entertain any questions or comments.
Who's gonna maintain the restrooms that are accessible all the time?
We'll maintain them. Mark will take, what we're trying to do is get facilities that we can just hose down and that are fairly resilient to water. So, but we'll maintain those. These will be a lot different than they are in the park, just because it'll be right there in the open wherever everybody is all the time. So we will definitely maintain these facilities. I guess you got anybody else besides Mark that maintains the bathroom facilities?
From time to time, everybody pitches in on it.
Okay.
My concern is, I mean, I think it's a need as somebody who's at that park, and I mean, I don't even have little tiny children, but it's tough to have city parks without restroom facilities. but I'm also concerned. I mean, I understand what you're saying with a brand new beautiful pool, and then, I mean, I don't know when those were built, the 90s, I guess, and they probably haven't been
Late 80s.
messed with, but I don't know. I would just like to discuss what, just
Yeah. that's fine. That's what we're doing.
$84,000.
If you'll look, there's a breakdown of everything that they're doing, and then there's also.
Oh, I'm all for it in my heart. I've been wanting to chat GPT that facade for
Oh, yeah.
weeks
There you go.
and make it beautiful, but
No, that's why we're here to discuss it, and if y'all want to move forward or not, I'm just leaving that up to y'all. We were just trying to figure out how we could give outdoor restroom facilities to that area.
yeah.
And we don't have to have outdoor restroom facilities, we can just, but I do not like to have the shower facilities where you can be unattended in a normal restroom setting. Because we had showers, kind of standalone showers in that area. And just from a safety perspective, we would close those off anyway.
Yeah. I haven't been in there in 30 years.
Was it bid ever just to update the facade and the existing bathrooms the way that it is?
Correct. And to sandblast the pavilions, paint them.
Well, was it bid without the additional showers
No,
or
it was
the
bid,
bathrooms? public?
it was bid with the bathrooms, and, I mean, we could go out and rebid it.
Would it be irresponsible to this year, like, I mean, I'd love to grand opening that pool all beautiful and shiny, but what would be better, to do that or, next year? Like, plan on,
Like I said, it's up to you. The exterior we have very rotten areas. And we've got varmints and birds living in there. And that would fix a lot of your rotten areas. I mean, we could take away the outdoor restroom facilities. It would probably decrease the price by $30,000-$40,000, because those are good. Restroom facilities are going to be your largest dollar.
would there be a way to do it in phases?
You could do it in phases. You talking about the facility itself in phases, and say get the pool house ready for opening, and then we phase in. Phase 2 becomes restroom facilities next year. We can always do that.
I mean, we'd still be spending the money, but that'd be a better idea. I don't know.
I mean, I do think I have some concern about, spending all the interest that we made, right off the bat on an additional project that we still have a lot of other things that are coming up that we need, that I feel like take precedence
Right.
over a pool house.
And we're going to bring that to you all in the April meeting, kind of give you all an idea of where we're at on some of that. Now, we won't know until we get the bids in on all those larger projects. I mean, we could table this for right now and just say, put a fresh coat, whatever Cap wants to paint it, we can paint it. And
No, everyone on the internet knows that I'm picking paint colors. Great.
so we can take a look at that, because there are some things that we would like to do with the pool area itself. We've kind of changed out some concrete area to put turf areas, so we can put, but that's just all kind of instead of concrete here, we'll put turf in, and just so. But for the pool house itself, the only reason I'm bringing this to y'all is that kind of what Kat was saying, make it look nice right off the bat. But like I said, we can do this in phases, and we can table it and bring it back next year.
I definitely think it needs to be cleaned up and painted. Seems like that's something we should kind of do every year. So, and
Well,
you'll do that.
We do.
So, but yeah, like Kristen said, just It seems smarter to maybe
We do
phase
need
it
to
out.
do some stuff to bring electrical up to code. There's, like, we don't need ceiling fans out there that you can stick your hand in and get whacked. There's no GFIs out there at the pool. They weren't required at the time that the pool was built, but now they are required. So there's a lot of, we need to do a lot of electrical work, so we do need to do some small stuff, just to bring things up to code on that. I don't know how much that costs. I would say probably around the $10,000 area.
And I'm a big fan of the public restroom aspect of it too, for the park and the tennis courts, but.
You're not, or you?
I am a big fan.
Okay.
I like that idea. It sounds like maybe for now, we just look at what we absolutely need to do to bring it up to code.
Okay, we can definitely bring that back to you and look at that. So we will contact them and tell them at this point, it's whatever y'all decide to do, we can tell them it's tabled or move forward.
I'll make a motion that we table the Olson Pool House renovation till the next meeting.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
So to make that clear, council, y'all, the motion was to bring it back in the April meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
With the basics.
Yes, I would like to see just the basics of paint and whatever needs to bring it to code.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is J, discussion and possible action regarding the approval of the new employee handbook pending the council and city attorney's input.
We have been working on this. We have not updated our handbook since 2014. And so there's been a lot of new rules, regulations, and just with the maternity updates, with the FMLA, we put a lot of those updates in there. Also, we updated the employee travel expense reimbursements and also the time off leave. I know it's a lot of reading. Talking to Will, I know they just did theirs, and it's a lot of it is codes and chapters, and we did a lot of this stuff out of the state of Texas because we base a lot of our codes from the state of Texas because we're a type A general law. The main one we did was maternity leave and FML.
Do you know what page this to?
Maternity will be
21.
I saw that.
21.
Yeah.
Now, this basically might affect one person every 6 years or whatever, but when it does affect people. What I have put in here is 6 weeks paid leave after they've exhausted their, or up to 6 weeks. That the city would cover. I mean, we could cover nothing but their vacation and their sick, whatever they have, and that's kind of where we're at right now. Or this one states that we will cover up to 6 weeks paid. And I was just looking for y'all's input right now. That still needs to go to Charlie. I know I have some misspelled words in there because Lewis pointed them out to me. And, and we did have an addition of a vacation or a holiday that I did not put in there. It's a lot of reading. This was done a lot through the state of Texas and ChatGPT. So hopefully we didn't misspell it.
She said the main changes from our current one, which is 2014, are mostly in the time off.
Time off, maternity leave, and FMLA. And those are just updated versions. All basically the whole book is updated versions of what's required now. I mean, you got sexual harassment in there, you got political activity. There's a lot of stuff.
TML, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
this
you
is
got a lot of there's TMRS information in there that's viable. A lot of this stuff was done through TMO website also. And I'm not asking y'all to vote on it right now, just if y'all, I would encourage y'all to read this and to see if there's any changes that y'all would like to see. And we can bring this back in April also. Like I said, this still needs to be reviewed by our lawyer also.
Yeah, I would definitely, I was out until Sunday and got it on Friday and haven't had an opportunity to review it. I would definitely like to be able to review it some more. You know, where I'm employed, we don't have a maternity or parental leave. We utilize the FMLA side of that. So that's just what I'm accustomed to, but I'm certainly not opposed to having a discussion with everybody about whether or not we feel like there should be an additional 6 weeks or whatever that looks like of paid leave.
Is there no longer a city leave pool?
Yes,
what I'm-
it's in here. Yeah,
Okay.
we still have city leave.
'Cause I know,
Someone-
probably when Damaris was working here, we had that where employees could donate more time if they couldn't accrue anymore, but they were still accruing it. Instead of just losing it, you could put it in this pool for other city employees that needed it. So we do still have that?
Yes.
it's still
In fact,
in
it's
there.
been used with our court clerk.
Good.
So,
Yeah, we just updated it a little bit more, and sick and vacation also, I forgot, yes, Russell, we did update our vacation leave. Right now, we are up to 2 years, you only get 1 week. We're basically saying after 6 months off your probation, you'll start accruing 2 weeks. And then after 5 years, 3 weeks, and then after 10 years, 4 weeks. And if y'all would like to see changes in that, that was one of the other changes that we made. The sick is basically about the same. It's exactly the same.
and I had asked David if we could take this through for y'all to look at first. For anything y'all might want to add or delete or have questions about before we take it to legal, so it only has to go through legal once. So if there are some things that you see that you would like to add or anything, if we could do that and then, come back in April, then we could send it off to legal and go from there to make sure that it's all,
Yeah, Charlie is aware that we're working on this.
So, do we need to,
So
Table it?
Table it to the April meeting.
okay. I move that we table the approval of the new employee handbook until the April meeting.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes. I would entertain an adjournment.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I have a motion, do I have a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. We are adjourned at 7:53. Thank y'all very much. Thank you.